What to consider when choosing domain names. Considerations for choosing a domain name. It's incredibly easy to get a domain name that you later regret. Here are some factors to think about while picking a domain name. Choose a domain name that accurately represents your company and what you do. You need a domain name that accurately defines your website. Your domain name should also be the same as your brand name, i.e., company or business name. You don't want to mislead your visitors by using a domain name that is irrelevant to your business or has no connection to it at all. Simple to read, say, and remember. You want a domain name that is easy to read, pronounce, and remember. It also helps if it is simple to type. When you use slang or terms with multiple spellings, it makes it more difficult for your customers to remember and discover you. Consider the following domain names: domainsforyou.com, 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 and domainsforyou. We're confident you can think of many more possibilities, and so can your consumers. Pay attention to how words are combined. When you believe you have identified the perfect domain name, write it down and pronounce it aloud. Take note of how the words run together. Assume you are a member of a parent group and are seeking for a domain name for your group forum. What about momsexchange.com or momstalking.org? You don't want any shocks that you haven't planned for, because your guests will, and you don't want to be known as the parent stalking group. Shorter is always preferable. You always want folks to understand what you're about in as little time as possible. The same is true for your domain name. You don't want a URL that is difficult to remember or does not adequately explain what you do. Your domain name should be like your business card, short and to the point. It should serve as a jumping-off point for visitors to visit your website for more information. Furthermore, if your domain name is large and complex, customers may mistype or misspell it. The best approach is to keep things short and uncomplicated. Make use of keywords. Use terms that define your company. If you own a guitar repair shop, for example, you might want to include guitar repair in your domain name. It not only improves your search engine ranking, but it also makes greater sense to your customers. But where do you look for keywords? We have an article that will assist you with this. Avoid using digits and hyphens. Numbers and hyphens are frequently misinterpreted. People don't know if you're using a numerical or spelling it out, and they frequently misplace or forget the dash. Don't limit yourself and think long-term. Assume you're looking for a domain name for your guitar repair business and discover justguitarrepairs.com is available. This may be a fantastic fit for you right now, but what if you want to expand your offerings later on, such as piano tuning and private guitar lessons? Don't limit yourself when choosing a domain name. Leave some room for expansion because you never know when you'll need it. Target your area. Consider utilizing your city in your domain name if your firm is local. It makes it simple for local clients to find and remember you. If your guitar repair shop is in Montreal, for example, you can consider montrealguitarrepairs.com. Consider choosing a country-specific domain extension, such as bobsguitarrepairs.ca. Use a suitable domain name extension. The .com domain extension is by far the most popular, accounting for up to 75% of all websites on the internet. It is the most popular and easiest to remember extension. When you say domain name, people instinctively think .com. If your initial choice of domain name is not available, you should try your second option before settling for alternative domain extensions. There are other extensions to consider, such as .net, .info, and .biz. Be distinct and unforgettable. It is critical to have a catchy and memorable domain name. If you are marketing yourself, use your first and last name as your domain name, i.e., johnsmith.com. If you are marketing your company, you should check to determine if your company name is accessible. If your business name is not available, try a different name or add a term or two. Look into it for copyright and trademarks. If you are sued for infringement, it will obviously cost you a lot of time, money, and headache. As a result, make certain that the name you've chosen isn't trademarked, copyrighted, or being utilized by another organization. With these tips in mind, you should be able to quickly choose the appropriate domain name for your website.